Witam serdecznie, Michał Jantar, firma Soundtrade. Witam z targów Prolight Sound z Frankfurtu, ze stoiska firmy Musik Group, a konkretnie marki BEHRINGER. Producent postawił w tym roku na przedstawienie nowości. To jest rodzinę Konsolet X32 z największym modelem dostępnym u nas na rynku już od września oraz jego młodszymi wersjami, które dopiero u nas się pojawią i bardzo szybko, w ciągu 2-3 miesięcy i troszeczkę później, takimi jak X32 Compact, X32 Producer, X32 Core czy X32 Rack, wersje rackowe tej konsolety. Oprócz tego zobaczyć tutaj możemy rodzinę produktów przeznaczonych do użytku w studiach domowych czy w studiach produkcyjnych, takich jak monitory serii NEKKST czy nowe moduły interfejsów muzycznych serii U-Phoria. Oprócz tego BEHRINGER prezentuje nam tutaj swoją rodzinę produktów instalacyjnych EUROCOM, którą zdarzyło nam się już prezentować w Polsce, ale oczywiście tutaj warunki są ku temu równie dobre, żeby je zaprezentować. W rodzinie możemy zobaczyć zarówno paczki drewniane serii CL, naścienne, plastikowe serii SL, jak i sufitowe serii ST oraz całą rodzinę urządzeń elektronicznych, wzmacniaczy miksujących, eliminatorów sprzężeń i tego typu podobnych urządzeń. Zapraszam wszystkich do zapoznania się z ofertą producenta, w czym pomoże nam Mario van Helden, specjalista produktowy marki BEHRINGER.
Hello, my name is Mario. I'm here at the Frankfurt Prolight Sound show. I'm the product specialist for BEHRINGER equipment. And I'm standing here next to the X32 Compact. On this year's show, we've introduced 4 new models of the X32 family. This one here, as I said, is the X32 Compact. Well, the idea behind all these new models is that we are changing, basically that we are downscaling them in terms of their physical appearances. So we will have different enclosures, different amounts of physical things that you can adjust on the console directly, like faders, knobs, etc., and also localized analog inputs and outputs. But beside that, the complete processing and the digital I/O of the console stays the same, no matter if we are talking about the X32, the X32 Compact, Producer, Core, or the X32 Rack. So here with the X32 Compact, it's more or less the one that comes closest to the real X32. Here we have on the input side, we only have 8 motorized faders instead of 16. I'm standing here next to the X32 Producer. As the name might already indicate, the X32 Producer is designed especially for mobile recording applications, for instance. Right. So here, in comparison to the X32 Compact, for instance, we have removed mute group buttons and also scenes management directly from the console. Right. So there are no buttons for mute groups or no buttons for scenes management. This can still be done, however, from the software directly. In favor of that, we are now able with the X32 Producer to unscrew the side caps here and to rack mount the complete console. So it's ideally suitable for mobile production applications, for instance. Yeah, that's the X32 Producer. It will go into production within the next 6 to 8 weeks, so it should be available in Poland, for instance, by fall 2013. Okay, I'm standing here next to the X32 Rack. And the X32 Rack, as the name indicates, of course, is a rack-mountable X32. Although you don't have any faders here or any buttons or knobs that you know from the real X32, this can do exactly the same as the big X32. Difference is just the difference lies just in the amount of localized analog inputs and outputs that you have on the console, and also physical elements to control the console locally. However, it is always possible to use the remote socket here to connect a PC directly or a wireless router to the mixer in order to remotely control it. And then you can, for instance, use this software here, the X-Control software, to access all the functions that you know from the full-size X32. Maybe a few further words. If you take a look, this is here the back panel of the X32 Rack. It has the same back panel as the X32 Producer or the X32 Compact. So you have 16 Midas preamps here, 8 XLR outputs, plus our aux in, aux out section and the talkback section. And of course, in terms of digital I/O, they can all do the same. So we have always the AES-50 ports, Ultranet, remote, and the USB Firewire card. The X32 Rack is still completely controllable from the front panel. Here you can select different channels and you can also change the channel level with this knob over here, and you can still use the main display to adjust every single function on the machine locally. Okay, I'm standing here next to the X32 core. Although you wouldn't expect it by just looking at the unit here, this machine actually has this complete same processing power as the big X32. Difference is here on the console, we don't have any faders, of course, and any main displays. Here everything is reduced to the pure core processing power of the X32. Means in order to get sources into this machine here, you would use our AES50 ports to get signals in. So you can either use an S16 stage box, or you can use another console that would stream audio signals directly on the X32 core. On the front panel here, however, you can still select channels and you can solo them, and you can connect a pair of headphones locally to the X32 core in order to pre-listen to your different input signals. There is also a talkback connection locally on the X32 core, so you can still communicate with the musicians on stage if you would like to address them. So here we have our new line of studio monitors. We have the NEKKST K5 and the NEKKST K8. So we've chosen the name NEKKST due to the fact that we think that this basically feature-wise is the next generation of studio monitors. But we've also chosen the name NEKKST, or we've decided to write it with 2 Ks, because these studio monitors have been designed by nobody other than Mr. Keith Clarwitter, who is the chief designer and the founder of the company KRK, which is a very renowned company for studio monitors. Some general words on the studio monitors. We have a 5-inch version here, which is called the K5, and an 8-inch version here, called the K8. Both of them have a 1-inch high-frequency silk transducer. And this is an injection molded enclosure strengthened with fiberglass. Also on the front we have the Keith Clarwitter signature front-firing bass port for an extended bass output. If you take a look at the back panel here, we have all the analog connections that you would expect. So we have XLR connections, jack connections, or RCA connections. But there's something else you can do with these studio monitors, and that makes them really interesting. You can use Bluetooth to stream audio signals directly, wirelessly on these studio monitors. So if you, for instance, if you're done with your studio job and you would like to relax and listen to some music, you can just use your iPhone in order to stream music wirelessly directly via Bluetooth on these studio monitors. In addition to that, there is a dedicated iOS app for the studio monitors here for the NEKKST series, which allows you to remote control certain DSP parameters in real time. So you can sit in the sweet spot in your studio with your monitors, and you can use your iPhone to remote control certain DSP parameters from the sweet spot in order to fine-tune the sound that will land at your position. Also, you can use your iPhone to stream certain presets directly on the studio monitors. So for instance, you can load different profiles for monitors. So you can decide how your mix would, for instance, sound on ceiling speakers with restricted bass outputs. Or if you can, there will also be some presets that will model other famous studio monitors. So these are the NEKKST studio monitors. They will be in production by the 3rd quarter of this year. Means they should be in stores shortly before the end of the year. Right, also on the Prolight Sound 2013 we've launched a complete new series of USB audio interfaces called the U-Phoria series. These are portable USB bus-powered audio interfaces, stereo audio interfaces that come in a rugged metal enclosure here. And the 2 bigger versions of this range, so the complete range consists out of 4 different models. The 2 biggest models, the UMC202 and the UMC204, are equipped with Midas preamps, and they are also capable to deliver 96 kHz and 24 bits of audio power. The UMC 202 is a straight stereo in, stereo out audio interface, whereas the UMC 204 also provides another set of stereo sources for the outputs. So what you can do is you can use this machine perfectly here for DJ purposes, for instance. When you're a DJ, you would usually also pre-listen to a different stereo source. So here on the front you have a monitor A-B switch, means you can use this unit perfectly to pre-listen to songs when working as a DJ. The UMC U-Phoria series will go into production within the next 1 or 1.5 months. So they should be available, let's say, in late summer this year, 2013.